Welcome to another episode of the Otaku Summit. We are back. You guys are back. They are lovely voices for another week. Talking to you at the moment is your boy, aka Kuma, with a few of my co-hosts. Omar, aka
That's not my.
wait, Nick, wait. Can you let me introduce the boy? Thank you, appreciate it. Jesus Lord. Omar, aka Ovio Bruce.
Yeah, that's what I respond to now. I don't know who Omar is, but I am OVO Bruce.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Anyway. And returning with us, a lovely co-host, Vicwell. The part today. Saddened that you left me alone with Omar last week, but it's okay. It's all right. I survived. We made it through. I made it through.
This is powerful.
For some reason. Yeah, I don't know. But, guys, the spring is upon us.
Yes, sir.
Spring is upon us. And with the spring comes a new slate of anime. A very vast slate of anime to enjoy and indulge in. So, what we will be doing and what I will be asking you guys. Right. Before we get into this list, I want to know what has caught your attention so far from this next season? Like, give me your best. I'll say your best three. I want to say your best five. I was going to say your best five firstly, but give me your best three. And when I say that, I'm looking at you, Omar, because I know you have a billion animes on your list. Just out of that a billion, just give me three.
Let me go first. I can call my three.
Yeah, because we could be.
I can call my three fast.
Yeah, because this man need time to think. I can see it in his eyes.
This nigga say best.
Y'all can't see it, but I can see it in Omar's eye. You think it's like only three? Yes, only three. So out of the bazillion that you have,
right? It's like
that catches your attention. Like you should have three that absolutely catches your attention. For God's sake. But we're gonna start with it, right? What do you got for us, Vicky? What do you got for us? What you got?
Well, number one, I'm gonna say this one simply because I've been following this artist from when I watched When It Rains, and it was such an amazing romance series. So it's I think I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but the colon generic romance. I am patiently waiting for that to come out. And after that, I have Lazarus.
Ooh, Lazarus. Okay.
Yeah, Lazarus I think is going to be good.
Okay.
I have Vigilantes from Boku no Hero.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to say that.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen talking about that. I don't know.
I wanted to read it like back in the day, but then I found out that it was tied to Boku no Hero, and I was like, I'm not reading Boku no Hero, so I'm probably not going to read this. So yeah, I'll watch it instead.
Okay.
Boku no Hero, it was too fine for me to be like, let me pick up and read this. So
I mean, granted, you don't have to read Boku no Hero to read that. It's more of a vast prequel. But all right. I mean, you could have still enjoyed it if you did read it. It didn't really require you. You already knew who would pop up in it anyway. In any respect. All right. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And I'll give honorable mention to Moonrise because I'm pretty sure Ma's going to mention the Gundam series.
What's Moonrise?
That's not the one that's going to be on Netflix.
We could go over that.
Yeah, we get it because we also have a lot of these I haven't seen, so we're just gonna do a quick look at the trailers here on the pod just to get some reactions as well from that. But I'll go next since just leave them off for last. We leave them off. My list now, mind you, like I said, I originally had 5, but the majority of my list are sequels. I will not lie. I had 2 different ones on there. Lazarus was one of mine as well. But seeing as Miguel already said that, I'm going to offer some new ones in there. So 3 that I'm looking for, first and foremost, the Gundam series, Mobile Suit Gundam. We said the name of it recently, but what is it, Quarks? Is that how
with Q?
G-Quarks.
G-Quarks.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quarks. I don't know what that name means or how they even landed on that name, but yes, I'm absolutely looking forward to that. The fact that it has people from Evangelion and working on this intrigues me a lot, and the art style looks amazing. Plus, going off Witch of Mercury, which I still want another season for, The Witch of Mercury is having another female protagonist is awesome by far, by far. So next will be anime that I've been waiting to come back for some time now, and finally it's here. Like finally,
Is
finally.
that the yai something?
No,
The
no.
YAIBA? Is it that one?
YAB? I don't even know what.
Yaibo?
I thought you were
Yeah.
into me just now. I don't know what you mean. Yaibo? I don't think I
That's
see
Yeah.
it's Yaibo.
we'll go over that as well because that's an
All right.
interesting one too.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, that
Yeah.
was Toxic brings another bed. But we'll get into that. So, but no, I'm
Yeah.
actually talking about Fire Force season 3. Fire Force season 3.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, yes. I was looking forward. Very looking, especially considering what I know. I don't know the full details, but I've been very interested to
Hmm.
see how it ends and put off reading the manga for a last time so far. The third would be Windbreaker. I enjoyed the first season a lot, and I heard someone else talk about how the rest of the series goes, and I feel like the season two is definitely going to pick up a lot compared to the first season. But yeah, like I said, I had a lot of sequels on here, some other stuff, but
Yeah.
me those three,
I actually glad you
Why are
which
you
one?
rubbing your hand like that,
mentioned
Omar?
sequels
I don't know
because
why.
I too am excited for Windbreaker. That was one of
Uh,
I think Windbreaker might have been a top three favorite series of 2024 for me.
I think it was. I think Windbreaker was kind of like under the same way I feel about Shangri-La Frontier. If I feel with Windbreaker, I feel like it kind of went under the radar. Esque,
Yeah,
you know.
kinda because
That's because
the first episode did make waves, but I don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
people
because it was
stuck with it.
hangouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know because people just found like it's more so therapy with fists, which is what I
Yeah.
really got from the series. That is just therapy with fists and hearing other people talk about it. But no, I think
Mhm.
Windbreaker was a strong anime last season for sure, for sure. All right,
Okay.
Omar, what you got for us?
So if I have to narrow it down to three, I guess the first one I'd say is Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a original anime from Shinichiro Watanabe that's being handled by
Mm-hmm.
Mappa.
Mm-hmm.
But we could dive more into that later. The second one I'd say, well, since Javon said Gundam,
I
I'll
mean,
go.
Vicky said last.
I wanna say different things. So I'll mention I only gonna do the new anime. I ain't gonna do no sequels. So
Yeah, I didn't do any sequels either.
the second one I'll say, and this one is because I love it, but I'm also cautiously pessimistic about it, and I don't know if they're gonna do it justice. But it's the beginning after the end.
I heard about that.
It's like
I heard about that.
that's like peak isekai. Like it's
Here
literally
goes
like
that beat word. Here goes that
top
beat word.
top three isekai.
I was supposed to
that's
Top,
it.
ask you how
That's
far did you
inside
get in
joke for
reading the
those.
series?
I done caught up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's getting the anime. The trailer didn't look that good animation wise, but I just hoping that they make up for it by adapting the story with sense. And then for my third anime, I will go with Your Former. It kind of reminds me of this other anime called ID Invaded. I know Vicky watched that. The feel
Yes.
and the premise of it reminds me of that. Like that good old like sci-fi detective type theme.
Okay.
So I looking forward to that. So those are the three I'll go with for now, since I can't do 10.
You'll be allowed to talk about the other ones when we get deeper into the season. I just wanted to grasp what we from this list of what we were actually looking for. I mean, maybe I should have started with that first. But anyway,
Yeah.
10
but
is a lot, Omar. That
No, but I
is a
could
for
do
him,
lot.
10.
I feel like that's
I
light.
could do 10.
For him, I
But
Please.
feel like that's light. Like that's
Yeah.
super light. But sequels aside, I think we just going through the list and having gone through the list, I feel like there are a lot of interesting looking ones. Now, a lot of these I have not seen trailers for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there's a lot that kind of like catches my attention. Oh, I saw the Yaiba. I looking through. I saw the Yaiba animated you guys talking about. I forgot about that one actually.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, I when I saw the trailer for it, I wasn't too excited. I was like, it looks cool. It looks interesting, but it wasn't something like I was like anticipating, even though it is from which studio. If I remember correctly, it is based on an older anime, right?
It's so the fun fact about Yaiba is that this is the second series that the creator of Case Close made. So
Oh, so it is okay.
the
See,
first,
I'm looking at the
yeah,
art style and saying it does look similar.
yeah,
Well, the older
this
art
was
style,
his,
I should say.
yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know if it had a anime before, but the old art
all
style
right.
is that's the reason why it looks like that is because it was made in like the 90s, I think.
Yes, it did actually. It had an anime
Yeah,
in 1993. Okay.
damn.
Yeah, that's old. Yeah,
So
that
this
was
is a
years
remake.
one. Yeah, they had anime in 1993. All
Okay,
right. Okay. But yeah, it
yeah.
did. It did. It did. But yeah, I saw it. Like I saw it originally. I was like, okay, this looks interesting. I don't just like I don't know. I don't know if it was the premise of it or what it was, but I was like, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I was a little iffy on how I was feeling about it. But yeah, no, let's get to it. Let's get to a bit more of the list because even though we said three, there are actually a lot more here that
Hmm.
I'm absolutely interested in. I guess since you had you had 10 ready to go, Ma. I don't know if you wanna start it off with us and kind of just take the reins from here and go down the list of what we should be expecting.
We could we want to go over the ones we mentioned as well.
What it
Like
goes
say
so
the little synopsises for
all
these.
right. Okay,
All
cool.
right. So if you want to follow along with me, I have livechart.me up, and I have it sorted by popularity. So first things first, we're not gonna mention Apothecary Diaries because that's coming into the spring season from
Yeah.
winter.
We kind of be
You
coming back.
already know about that. It's the second season. We
Yeah.
need to get into that. So start things off. First thing first. Windbreaker season 2. This is the anime that Javon mentioned that he is excited for the most. Uh, in
Mhm.
this season, they are like if you remember when how the last season ended, one of their fellow teammates was ganged up by this rival school called Keel, which is Keel, and Sakura, his friends, and the rest of Bofarin were about to go up against these guys. So, with that being said, Javon,
Right.
how we feeling about Windbreaker season 2 overall? Like,
Um,
what do you
I
expect?
I feel we're gonna have a strong start to the seasons considering where we left off in season one. So I feel like
Hmm.
with Windbreaker season two, we're gonna see a lot more action out of the gate. Like I feel like we got that, but with season one, we had more of introduction of the characters, who they are, and then at the very end, we kind of like got into the fights and everything. I feel like season one set the groundwork of what you can expect in Windbreaker, and I feel like season two is gonna be really where the anime itself takes off. At least that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, and the story in itself, I guess, surrounding season two seems to be one that's going to be very captivating as well. So I expect a very entertaining season coming from this one, most definitely. And I feel like that people should look out for it wholeheartedly. Especially 'cause I feel is it going to be? I will lie. This is going to be another heavy season. I anticipate because I absolutely see stuff in here that could be sleepers as well. But like you said, we're gonna get more into that as we go. I don't know if we're gonna touch everything on this
Yeah,
list, but
we
definitely
can touch it every day.
Yeah, the most interesting ones. But yeah,
But
that's
we'll
how I
try
feel
to,
about
yeah, yeah, we'll try to get
it.
through the most interesting new ones.
Yeah, yeah, if
Most,
anything,
most,
for
yeah,
sure, for sure, for sure, and some long awaited returns like Fire
yeah.
Force and stuff like that. But yeah,
Did
so what we got next? What we got next?
did you did you watch Windbreaker, Vicky?
Nah, I'm gonna watch it later.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
you
right.
say about
Well, I
all right.
yeah. Well, I share the same sentiments as usual. One, what I looking forward to the most from this season is to learn more about the captains, because we only got
Ah, that's
to
true. Yeah,
really see
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
head, like the head guy, his like
Right,
vice
right, right.
nigga, and then there was other like squad captains throughout the school. So I hope we see more of them this
Yeah, that's
season as
another
well.
thing. Yeah, we did learn that there's a hierarchy within the school itself, and I
Yeah.
think I kind of just want to learn more too of why the school is established the way that it is, and how it
Mm-hmm.
became like this whole protector of the town and everything like.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I feel like individually,
Mm-hmm.
um, the characters themselves have interesting stories, especially the MC,
Agreed.
just because of the way his whole background, like his whole reasoning for fighting,
Mm-hmm.
just seems to be based upon trauma, bullying, and self doubt,
Yeah.
right? And his own
Yeah.
insecurities and not knowing
Yeah.
how to like open up because he was rejected for so long. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I said it makes for I feel like we're going to get an interesting story more so than season one, and then also the action to go along with it. Straight out of the gate.
Agreed.
Straight out of the
Agreed.
gate.
All right. So next up, we have, and shockingly, I didn't expect this to be this high, but the
What's that?
beginning after the end.
Why
This
did you
is
explain that?
yeah, this is actually the first non sequel here on this list.
Is this one you
So
read? You read this as well, Vicky?
you,
Oh no, I haven't read it. One of my coworkers reads it. And he
Okay,
was
okay,
telling me
okay.
about it. He's been
All
trying to
right.
get me to read it, but
Okay,
meh.
this sounds like one of those series where you just have to go once you started, you have to go and spread the good word about it and annoy everybody to go read it.
He's
oh
kind of
yeah.
opposite. He's kind of opposite with
Oh,
Omar about it.
mm-hmm.
Which is why I asked Omar how far he got in the series because when I went to D&D on Sunday,
Uh-huh.
I brought up the peak conversation,
Oh,
and and
oh wait, hold on.
once
Before you continue, right? Let's give a like background for everybody listening. So in our group chat, we had a whole big debate on the reason being Omar tends to call a lot of things peak, right? So it's Vicky.
Oh gosh, we
Vicky pushback to that was like, you think everything is considered peak? You use this word a lot, and so it kind of like spiraled into what exactly is peak. Is the stuff that he's calling peak actually peak? Should they be and everything kind of like just revolving around it. Just to give a background on that.
oh yeah, so I've been doing surveys and I asked people like would
Not
you consider it to be
the surveys is
because I
funny.
have to see if it's just like a me thing or me and April thing or like what.
All right.
So
wait,
like I was
Okay.
just asking like other people like
All
what would
right.
they consider to be peak
this
Uh-huh.
and
girl is
I ended
so
up bringing
funny.
up I brought up the conversation to one of the guys there and they tend to read a lot of stuff so I figured one of them was going to read it
Mhm.
and one did read it. He asked me how far Omar got into the series to be calling it peak, and I told him I was like, I don't know, I'll have to ask him. And when I spoke to him, I was like, oh, like one of my coworker reads it, and he tells me like it's like it was really good when he first started, but he feels like it's kind of like a Tower of God situation right now, where it's so
Ooh.
that they're not like it's like one of those things that look like it's never going to plan to end. So yeah,
Mm.
and when I
Wait,
mentioned that,
I
like,
I
is
completely
this a
disagree
manga
with that
or
statement.
first and foremost?
hmm?
It's
This
a
is a
webtoon.
it's a
It's a
How
webtoon. It's
webtoon.
far did he get inside it?
okay.
He's up to date. Which
Okay,
is the
I
reason why
don't.
when I said that he was like
Mm-hmm.
okay he's like yeah like that is correct and I was like huh okay and I was like two people that said it and I was like okay and I just went about my way.
Hmm.
I kind of disagree with that statement when he said it
I know you
feels like
would
it's never going
disagree
to
because you
end.
call it peak. You call it peak,
Because he say it's never
but
going to end, but I'm like,
two non-biased people
where we
said
are right
otherwise.
now.
So are you saying Omar is not unbiased? You say he's very biased in this
Yes,
situation? Oh wow.
yes.
Okay, just wanted to stop this.
I saying like I
Uh,
talking about this statement the way he said it's not going to end because like where we are right now is something that they've been building up to from like the second arc. So I don't know what he's talking about there, but okay.
So, so what was your conclusion to that survey, Vicky? Was that Omar uses the word too much and stuff is not actually
No,
peak?
I thought she said she was trying to consider
Oh.
what people
Consider
What
peak.
people
peak.
consider to be peak, yeah, and I feel
Ah.
everybody has like a different meaning
Flavor of
of what they would consider to be peak. And clearly, me and Mario also didn't line up because for me, peak is like that one gem in like a bunch of trash. Like
I
that's
feel
like
like
that one golden gem that you hold, and it's just like everything is just like well done.
see
Whereas
I,
for Ma, what did you say? You'd give peak like what, a
nine to
or 10?
10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9 to 10. I could rate something to 10, but I would not say that's peak.
that's interesting.
But 10 is a masterpiece. That's like perfect.
So
So how is that not peak?
It's not peak for me. I made an Abyss a 10,
So-
but I would not consider it to be peak.
I'm actually curious about that now. So why, if you don't consider it peak, why did you rate it 10?
Oh, because it was
In that-
amazing. It was really nicely done. For me, it was like really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I just can't say that it would be peak.
So what is one thing
But-
that you
but-
what is a series that you would consider to be peak?
Oh, Fern, I think like everything with that was just amazing. That was like my Sunday show. I was dead happy to watch it. The ending, like even the ending came on, I just was dancing to the ending, watching it, and like singing along. I couldn't wait to go talk to April about it. Like it gives like a different feeling for me.
So I have another
okay.
question. But didn't you feel that exact same way about Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes.
So would that be peak to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it can
Okay.
be more than one thing.
It could be more than one thing, but you give it to like I would give it to like
So-
I
maybe
don't.
2 or
I
3
don't.
out of 10. You would give it to like 10 out of, 9 out of 10. Like
Because
9 out
they
of 10
actually that
would be like,
good,
oh,
bro.
this is
So do
peak.
you feel like there are levels to a 10 out of 10? So like how
Yes.
you okay. So like you gave Made of the Best a 10 out of 10
That's
because
insane.
you from an unbiased take, you
Yeah.
enjoyed it a lot. It was a really great series.
Mhm.
However, it didn't leave you with that I guess I'd say refresh, like, oh my god, what did I just watch kind of feeling. But you did recognize that, oh, this is great. But
Yes.
it wasn't great enough for you to be considered peak.
Yes. It's so like for me, peak
I
is
can
like the 10 out of 10.
I can
Like
live with
you
that.
can't
I can live with that.
essentially
I
give
can
that a
live with
rating
that.
because it was just like so good.
You know what? Okay,
Yeah,
I can live with that. All right. I feel that. You know, I think this is the perfect time to
interesting.
utilize our audience. So like Amal, let the people know the anime series that you consider to be peak, and then we'll make it like what everyone else thinks about that as well.
Well,
Like
if you
Oh,
go on
you
Omar's
mean the
Twitter
ones I
page
said?
and you go to his search and you type in peak, you don't see like 10 things already there.
Mano, the
Just
shit.
saying.
For the record,
Shit. Actually, I'm
Just
gonna do
saying,
that right
10 things
now.
already there.
I'm
Hold
doing
on.
that right now. Y'all keep talking.
Hold on.
I'm doing that
Let
as
me
we
talk.
speak.
Let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me talk.
While I search.
When she did that and she sent the screenshots, the majority of those screenshots was about Hunter x Hunter.
No.
So-
Majority of them was not
Let's
about
see.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yes,
I
it
saw
was.
Death
Yes, it
Parade,
was.
I saw
Yes, it
Vinland
was.
Saga.
So
I saw
Haikyuu,
Haikyuu. I saw Hunter.
which I agree with. I agree with Haikyuu.
Yeah, so out of the ones we
But-
talked about that day,
All right.
it was Vinland, Haikyuu, Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
And I
And-
didn't
and
even
Star Wars.
scroll long. I didn't even scroll long. I just like took like the first
Oh, I'm
couple I
scrolling.
saw.
I'm
There was
scrolling.
more.
I can name
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I
5
can name you more.
Ds. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5
I can-
Ds. Full Metal. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
talk. You talk.
I can name more. I can do Fate Zero, Code Geass, Monster, what else? Bakano. What else did I say that day?
Do you need help?
Everything in my top 10. If I have a top 10 anime list anywhere on Twitter,
Suicide
I
Squad
consider.
was called Peak. That was peak
Peak comedy. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh yeah, it was.
I'm
It
scrolling.
was.
Wait, you
it was
watched that?
peak.
Hold on. First and foremost, you watched that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was peak comedy, but it wasn't a peak show.
So what's the difference between peak comedy and being a peak show? Like how are you
No,
like
peak show is
I
like
thought
overall, it was perfect. Like you know that whole Lando meme, it was
Uh
perfect
huh.
from the very minute detail. That is peak to me. Like okay, for me, I'd say anything I rate a 10 out of 10 is like the upper echelon of like anime.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the
Oh
record,
yeah,
just
IQ as well. I said IQ as
audience,
well.
yeah, for
Yeah.
audience said you also said that parade as well.
Yeah, that rate is fucking
Um,
incredible.
we have Fate Zero as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
All right. So we have that parade, Fate Zero, Hunter x Hunter, Full Metal Alchemist, Haikyuu, MHA. I'm leaving you with something.
I don't
Finland
know if
Saga.
I'd say My Hero was peak anymore. I'd say My Hero is like a top 10
and
Don't
show to
look out
make
because he used that peak word so
me.
loosely. He have to
Don't make
backtrack.
me, boy. No, he can backtrack all as well.
No, no,
Only
my
one. I still disagree.
I gave My
He can
Hero a
back. He
9.
can backtrack. I shall not.
I gave it a 9.
Oh, and you
I
give
gave
five
it a 9.
Ds. You give five
Yeah.
Ds. All right.
Yeah, out of the Yu-Gi-Oh series, 5 Ds is the best.
I get. I. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Yeah. No. Definitely. I need the audience to hear that and hear that concisely. So when I
Yes,
come
five
back and
Ds
I
is the
ask,
best. It's the best
they will
Yu-Gi-Oh.
know. I mean, I won't debate that. I won't debate that. I won't debate that at all. But that's a lot of stuff, though, man. I will say. It's a lot of stuff to go big.
Listen,
I had to
all
go.
of these
I had to go
things
scroll.
are universally loved, bro. All of them, except maybe Death Raid and My Hero.
I don't want
But
to say that.
but
I
Ah,
don't want to
most
say.
most people that I
I know,
saw
but
that
I
watched
was
Death
actually kind of
Parade liked
surprised at
Death
the Dead
Parade.
Parade one. I'll be honest
yeah,
with you.
I know. But I mean, like, I don't think a lot of people would say it's like
I don't feel like a lot of
top
people
anime.
watch
Like
Dead Parade.
they admit that it's good, but I don't think they would say that it's like a top anime.
What's that?
Death
As a matter of
Parade.
fact,
Yeah, I don't feel
Giga
like a lot
just
of people
made a
watch Dead
video
Parade.
talking about Death Parade, about like anime that's like up there for him.
Mmm.
Yeah.
But actually, all right, all right. Yeah, mm,
And
debatable,
watch when
debatable,
this season comes
debatable.
out. Omar could be spewing something else, but this one is peak.
If you want my prediction, I
we
think
we
Fire
gonna
Force could be legendary because from what I hear from manga readers, this it sounds
now.
like this about to be
Yeah,
generational.
to be fair to him, I
Yeah.
did see I did see the channel for Fire Force manga wise, and when it got to the end, I saw a completely 180 to everyone's feeling about it being like, "Oh, this is amazing." So to be fair to him, it was that was the conversation for real.
But if I
So
had to pick
we'll see what
one
happens.
thing that I think will be like peak, it'd be Lazarus.
I guess that's our way back into what the spring season we was talking about. I guess we just go
But
into
yeah,
the honest.
I get to finish that. So the
Yeah,
beginning
no, we
after
was
the
finished.
end,
We get back into it.
the synopsis for this is that after a mysterious death, King Gray is reborn as Arthur Lewin on the magical continent of Decapin. Although he enters his second life as a baby, his previous wisdom remains. He begins to master magic and forge his own path as the years go by, seeking to correct the mistakes of his past life. Now, that's a generic ass synopsis, and it barely give
And
you all
very
anything, and I
much.
like
And
that.
so this was the
And
one
I
you wanted
love
to
that.
force me to read. I mean, to watch, right? This is
Yes.
just generic.
Yes, like the main character have the same type of sauce that Jinwoo have, bro.
I'm weak. Now
Yeah,
I will say.
I got tired of Jinwoo sauce very
Yeah,
quickly.
Ooh, what? What?
Very
Jinwoo was
quickly.
unmasked when
I
it comes to
was in
horror.
the chats fawning over Jinu for the longest. You got tired of the sauce?
Oh,
The
he's not
sauce,
my cup
bro.
of tea. I can list the people off a solo level out of my
Wait,
cup
I
of
thought you
tea.
liked Jinu.
He okay, but
Damn.
I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, no, no.
Oh, I thought that was you.
I thought that was her
Honestly,
You
too,
weren't
April,
fawning
actually.
over
no,
Jinwoo?
April loves Jinwoo.
No, I know April loved, but you weren't there too as well. I swear that you
Nah,
were fawning over Jinwoo.
Oh wait,
All
I know
right.
she like Chad. That's why.
She like who?
That's who she is fought over.
Who?
The blonde girl.
Oh. Oh, okay. Got like, huh? I could
Yeah.
have swear Vicky was falling off Jinu, but yeah,
No, she
but
likes
but
the
nah,
I
girl.
no.
saw I saw the
That's a
I
yeah.
did I did watch the trailer for it when you shared it in the group,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say, is that a parade? The hell? Okay, anyway, so I did see it, and I will say it did look like an isekai that I would consider watching for sure. I won't even lie. It didn't capture my. It didn't seem like one of those that I wouldn't mind or be opposed to doing. So I'll
Well,
definitely watch it
what I'll
on
say about
release.
it now is that this was made by an American.
Er?
And so, yeah. And
Okay. All right.
so,
Hold on.
because of that, and because of like people's reactions to certain isekai, like
Uh-huh.
Mushoku Tensei, for example, you know how people feel about Rudius.
Right. That's the vibe it gave me. That's the
Yeah.
vibe it gave me.
So, this main character, he is very similar to Rudius in regards to like how they how they're being brought up. However, like his
Mhm.
mindset is like the anti-Rudius. Like, you know how Rudius was like mad, perverted, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
on and so
Yeah.
forth. He didn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
care about the fact that he is a grown man
Mhm.
in a child's body, and yet he's still like doing all these certain types of things.
Oh, for sure.
That's not the case with this main character. He is fully aware that mentally he is a grown man. So like when he interacts with certain people his age, he is going to treat them like how somebody who is an adult who is an adult mentally would treat them. So like the author is very conscious of like problematic shit that people would have an issue with
Oh yeah,
in an
an American
isekai.
definitely made this
So
then.
yeah.
American definitely made this.
So that was one of the more interesting things about this series to me because I was like, this nigga topped it. Like he knows.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. You got me interest. You get me interest. I won't lie. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I should see it. I should see it. Right.
All
We
right.
got up there. Well, since we mentioned
So
Lazarus, we might as well start touching on Lazarus.
yeah, we can touch on Lazarus. So,
A
as I
Mappa
said
original.
before, Lazarus is a Shinichiro Watanabe original. If
Mm-hmm.
anybody is familiar with him, this is the genius director behind Cowboy Bebop, Samurai
Yes,
Champloo,
sir.
Space Dandy,
Yes,
Terror
sir.
in Resonance.
Oh,
Like this
flip.
this guy's his portfolio is it speaks for itself.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
a quite
it's
big hit.
also done by Mappa. Y'all love Mappa. Mappa
Yeah,
is
mixing with
y'all
that. That's
yeah.
that's a
So you
recipe
know
for
the
success right
animation
there.
gonna be crazy. But the synopsis is as follows. The year is 2052. An era of unprecedented peace and prosperity prevails across the globe.
I like our Ma forget
Uh huh.
that he also directed one of the best anime of
Oh,
2019.
Ooh,
okay,
man, slipping
okay,
up, man,
okay.
slipping up.
All right. He did
Let him
Carol
know,
and
Vicky.
Tuesday. All
Let him
right.
Thank
know.
you.
There you go. There you go.
Vicky
Let
is
him
a
know.
huge fan of Carol and
There you
Tuesday,
go.
so she
There you
felt some
go.
type of way
Thank
clearly
you.
There you
right
go.
there.
That's
Yeah.
Right.
don't
My
forget.
bad. I
If you gotta
apologize.
call
Okay.
out the resume, you gotta call it all.
Now you gotta
Okay.
call the
My
full
bad.
thing.
Right.
I am sorry. I'm
There
sorry. I
you go. There
apologize
you
to
go.
all the Carol and
Way to
Tuesday
correct
fans
him,
out
Vicky.
there.
Way to
My bad.
correct
It's
him.
not gonna happen again. Okay. So the year is 2052. An era of unprecedented peace and prosperity prevails across the globe. The reason for this? Mankind has been freed from sickness and pain. Nobel Prize
I
winning
like the key element on
neuroscientist.
being.
Yeah, bro, you gotta mention that pain, dog. You gotta mention that pain. Neuroscientist, Dr. Skinner. That name ain't problematic at all.
Dr. Skinner is crazy. The
That's
Bahamian in me is
wild.
crying.
I
Go
showed
on.
you.
Go on.
He has developed a miracle cure all drug with no apparent drawbacks called Harpuna.
Mm.
Harpuna soon becomes ubiquitous and essential. That's a big ass word. However, soon after Harpuna is officially introduced, Dr. Skinner vanishes. 3 years later, the world has moved on, but Dr. Skinner has returned, this time as the harbinger of doom. Skinner announces that Harpuna has a short half life and that everyone who has taken it will die in approximately 3 years. So death is coming for
Okay.
the sinful world and coming soon. Actually, this sounds very spoilery. I don't want to say the rest of this, but like
Mm.
this sounds very interesting. It's also fun fact. This is going to be simulcasted on Adult Swim. So if you like dubs, You can also watch this in English the same time as the Japanese.
It's a
But
very Adult Swim esque series just from the style of it. I mean, outside of the fact that he's had the other ones on it as well, it
yep,
does
yep,
scream Adult Swim for sure.
yep. And based off of what I've seen from the dub actually sounds better than the Japanese, to be honest, in my
Oh,
opinion.
oh,
Like I like the dub more, but the Japanese is really good too. Like not to
Mr.
say the Japanese
Purist.
is bad.
Mm.
not
I am
the
not a well, okay, I used to be a purist in the past.
Yeah, you are a
But
purist.
like
due
it's
due
why
to
don't
due
lie,
to
don't lie.
recent
Uh,
circumstances in the last 2 to 3 years,
which
I
were
have
what?
become lenient towards people preferring to watch dub anime because some
Uh,
people just don't like to read subtitles or they don't like the
which is true.
Japanese
Which is
voices.
true. Which is
A lot
true.
of people like to watch anime in the background. Like Vaughn literally
Yeah.
told us that the other day that
No, yeah, he does.
he had on what it was he say he didn't like that he had on in the background. Oh,
Was it
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha? Inuyasha, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I understand that everybody has their different ways of watching
Yeah,
anime.
no,
So
no, for sure, for
I'm
sure,
not
for sure.
gonna
I'm, I'm,
hate people
I'm understandable, and then
over that.
sometimes it's just easy to do that,
Gasp.
you know.
But
Look at
I
this.
used to
Look at
Every
the
be
look at
one
the
of
time I
them
tell
sub
Omar,
versus overdub
look at the
people.
character development, Vicky. Look at the
Yeah.
character development.
when this character development happens, so because I swear Omar
What a
used to talk
sec.
to me about watching Dub, like maybe in
She,
Yeah,
January
I was
to
talking to you
February.
about that because I'm
Vicky,
like, why you watching them?
Vicky refused to give you a win.
Yeah,
Like,
because
not on
I
my
was like,
watch.
why is she watching them?
Character
For that
development.
exact same reason.
So why
Well,
Vicky can't
yeah,
watch them? Why you could
because
give everyone the
she
blind
she
watching
she
them, but
already
Vicky can't
watching
watch
2 anime
them?
a season as it is. Like I don't know why she
Wow.
gotta anyways,
So
but
so
I
because
watch more than 2 a season.
so because she's watching not as much as
I
you, she
watch at
can't
least
watch. She
5.
can't watch it though.
so she
That's the
watching two
kind.
anime a
That's the
season,
kind of gatekeeping you
and
do with Omar.
she
Mm-hmm.
watching two
And
anime a
once
season.
everybody see that Omar
Ooh,
gatekeeps me, that way when I
dang,
say it, ain't no, oh, that's
dang,
not true. Okay.
dang. Omar gatekeeping in 4K. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
it.
Anyways,
Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
we are moving on. So this one is
Mm,
something that one of my partners at MangaCore was looking forward to the most.
all right.
It's called
Shout out Michael Core. Shout out
let me
Michael
say
Core.
the yeah shout out Claudely.
Wait, I mean that's not what I was saying. But okay, all right.
But
Since we
yeah,
do it on time.
I'm not gonna say the Japanese because I want to confuse the people. So the English name is From Old
Oh,
Country
nah, you don't want to
Bumpkin.
confuse the people anyway.
Oh, all right then. You want to try
No,
me?
no, no. You
Okay.
continue what you're doing. Get all the English names. Thank you.
From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, and the synopsis
I
is
don't
as
think I saw
follows.
that one. Oh no, I did.
This is a light
Oh,
novel adaptation, action, adventure, fantasy.
I was looking at
It's
this one.
not
You
a
know,
isekai.
I was actually looking at this one very.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
Beryl Gardinant, a self-proclaimed humble old man. See, we ain't have enough old protagonists, you know. I like that.
Yeah, I was about to say. No, real. I was about to say. I'm happy that we're getting more older protagonists, even with
Yeah, man.
something as new as the Marshall King.
Yeah.
All of us thought they were kids.
Yeah.
I thought that legitimately all of them were kids until they got to school and they started saying ages like
So yeah, I
33,
33,
35.
bro.
I was like, huh?
I
I
was
was
like,
like, wait,
what?
what? What's 26? I was like, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, you got me there, you got me there. But no, no, it's good to see, especially as you get older as an anime watching enthusiast. It's good to see older characters.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Representation.
Kaiju number 8 as well. Shout out to them
We
being
all
being in.
exactly. We all for this representation
Yes,
for the
yes,
older
yes.
crowd out there.
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes,
Anyway,
yes.
so Beryl is a sword instructor. My grandmother's name was Beryl. This is crazy. Anyways,
Your grandmother's
is a sword instructor at his dojo in a rural backwater village. In his younger years, he dreamed of glory as a master swordsman, but those days are long behind him. Out of the blue, though, he receives a visit from a famous pupil who brings him world-shattering news. He's been appointed a special instructor for the Knights of the Liberian Order. With his new life
Mhm.
now turned upside down, Beryl, I can just call this nigga B. B travels to the capital and reunites with some of his former students, elite knights, an eighth wizard, and even an adventurer who's attained the highest guild rank possible. But why do they all want his tutelage? as far as he's concerned, they clearly don't need him anymore. But can Beryl live up to his new position? And will he ever get a moment's peace away from his adoring student? Only time will tell.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. Next up, I was going to talk about a Achi Y, but we need to go over that
I
in
know
this
exactly what
podcast.
you're
This
going
is
to. I
Mm-mm.
was waiting for you.
not this
I
is
was
not the
waiting.
place
I
and
was waiting
time
for
for
the
that.
question on that.
If y'all want to know about that, just ask me about it. I can hook you all up. Um,
Mm-mm.
I'm
so
crying.
so next is an anime we're all planning on watching. My Hero Academia Vigilantes.
Yes.
Oh,
Uh,
Yes. Didn't think it would happen, but it happened.
yeah,
Didn't
man.
think
quicker,
it would have
quicker
happened,
than
but
the
it
one anime
happened.
I wanted.
I need you to let this
Oh
go.
my god! I've never seen
I
someone
I
on a
I'm giving
greater
up. I am quite content with
Warpath
not
and
getting an anime
Vendetta.
anymore.
It
So
is
But
going
seriously,
to get an
listen,
anime.
Vicky. Listen. If a canceled manga can get an anime, I believe in a kaname. I believe in a kaname. I believe in
It is going to get an
I
anime.
know.
Now it's
it.
not. Now it's
Vicky
not the
is
time for
taking it
this.
off.
We
Oh,
we are going to be fine. Okay, don't worry. It's happening. It's coming. Maybe like next year. But anyways, um. So yes, the synopsis is as follows: in a superpowered society, there is nothing ordinary about evil anymore. Heroes trained and licensed to protect and defend the public against supervillains stand above all the rest. Not everyone can be a hero, however, and there are those who would use their powers to serve the people without legal sanction. But do they fight for justice in the shadows or for reasons known only to themselves? Whatever they fight for, they are called vigilantes.
yes, sir. I
That's
never.
all I can say with that right now,
Yes, sir.
because I don't want to give you all too much.
Yes.
But
Great
this
series.
spinoff
And
existed, yeah,
oh, go ahead.
yeah. This spinoff existed for a while. Like what year this came out, Javon?
Ooh, that's a good question. What year was it when this came out? Um, let me see.
I'm not even sure. While he looks up the
Yeah,
year, what I will say is that this series does take place during the same time period as Deku and everybody else. However, this is a completely separate story. You might see characters from the main series in this. I'm not going to say if you do on who they are if they do appear, but it's a huge focus on a new protagonist as well as like this other like old mentor type of hero, kind of like in an All Might type of sense, and then another female protagonist. But yeah, I've been meaning to read this series for a while, but I never got around to doing it. So
Gasp!
when I heard that it was getting an
Gasp!
anime, I said this is perfect
yeah.
because this way I could experience the series for the first time with the anime. Because truth be told, even though I read My Hero Academia before the anime came out, when I watched season one, it was like I was reading that for the first time, and I cried during like every episode in season one. That's how much it hit me. So I hoping that I have that same reaction with this new series here.
I want your little
Oh,
mom get me again. He never told me he didn't read the series, so I was here thinking he read it.
he just
Why
lied to
you
you. He lied
feel
to you
like
again.
all these things?
Crazy. Vicky is here today to
he
expose
did.
you,
He
but I'm
didn't
not
even
let you know.
correct me. Like
Expose me for what? I
I
never
know.
said I read
Listen,
this.
hey, I'm not the one saying it. I'm just saying what I'm seeing.
oh man,
That's
trying to
it.
correct me when I say to these things, boy.
Was
Mm-mm.
funny. But the series came out in
You know what
2016.
I
Just
read
left.
this?
Series came out in 2016. I agree with everything Miles said. And for anyone who's a fan of My Hero Academia but has never dived into Vigilantes, it also offers a lot of other backstories of some of your favorite heroes and some other story points that actually happen in the main series as well. It has a bit more depth as well. But I'm excited for this. Like I said, I didn't think it would happen, but they're doing it and I am fully on board. I've never actually finished the full series myself. I have started it, but I've never finished it. But since now it's anime, I'm just gonna, you know, watch along with everybody else and go from there. One day I will collect these covers as well because my Vigilantes has some great artwork and covers. And the animation for the series looks really good. really good. We kind of makes me look at Bones a bit side eye sometimes. But anyway, we can get into
Mm.
that. We can get into that today. All right, what else we got
What
up?
about
We got
you,
up
McQuell?
next.
How do you feel about it,
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I'm excited to watch it. I wanted to
Vicky?
read the manga before,
Mm-hmm.
but when I saw it, this would have been like 2017, 2018, I think, when I saw it. And I was told,
Mm-hmm.
like, it doesn't fully relate to My Hero, but there are certain things in My Hero that, like, you'd see within the series. So
Right,
I
right,
figured,
right.
oh, like, that means I have to read My Hero before I read Vigilantes. And My Hero was too far in. I was like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. So I didn't read it. So I'm
Mm,
excited to watch it instead.
okay,
Nice,
makes sense.
nice,
Makes
nice.
sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay, so I'm going to touch on one more returning series because I want to know if Viquel watched this one too because I don't remember if she did. But what I'm referring to is Go Go Loser Ranger season 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can't remember. I honestly
We
don't
had a whole
remember.
discussion in the group.
We did.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think we
Yes.
talked about this a lot actually.
I remember talking about what April.
In the is it what in the
Boy, oh
group?
boy.
In the
Omar, I don't
group?
want to ever
Listen,
hear you
I
say
getting old.
how when
Okay,
you recommend something
my
I wouldn't
memory is
watch it.
not the same as it was
But when
before.
other people recommended I'd watch it, I don't want to ever hear you
Oh
say that
wow!
again.
Wow!
I haven't my little dementia moment. Okay, excuse me, but
And I like Power Rangers. Why I still was watching Power Rangers up to this day. Like, why would you
Yeah,
think
I
I would
remember
not
Vicky's
watch?
talking about Power Rangers for real. She does be watching Power Rangers.
all right then, well, how do you feel about season 2 for this? Let us know your thoughts. Like, what you thinking about it? What you expect from this season?
And did
Oh,
you enjoy the first season as well?
yeah, I like the first season. So
Okay, okay.
I'm hoping that season 2 is going to be just as good as this first season.
Ah, same,
Yeah, like
same.
I saw that they gonna
I haven't
focus.
seen any trailers or anything for it. I
I
just
haven't
know
either
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
I haven't either.
well, based
I
off
think that
of
would
the
be perfect to
poster,
do.
it looks like they're
Actually,
gonna focus on the Green Ranger this season. So
the Green Ranger. Oh, right, right. So
yeah,
because he does. Let's see. I think this may
yeah,
be
because y'all
perfect.
remember what happened to the Blue Ranger at the end of the first season. So
Yeah, well, yeah. And I think that's the most intriguing part for me. That's for this entire series is the fact that it has the Power Rangers as villains. Like, what if the Rangers were villains and the monsters uprised against them? It's like we're not gonna stand for this anymore.
yeah,
We're not gonna stand for this anymore. Oh, I'm
yeah,
trying to
it's
get
a
the trailer
very
for
cool concept. Very
this.
cool concept that I really enjoy. The main character, I win him 100%. Down with these Rangers, even though not all of them are sick, but
Down with the
but
tyranny. Down with
yeah,
the tyranny. Down with the plight. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see.
justice.
Justice for the Rangers of the Go-Go. And then perfect
All right.
guy. Let's see. Let's see the trailer for this.
While Javon watches that trailer, I'm going to move on to something that I don't think was on any of you guys' radar, but because I am familiar with the people involved in the series and I know what they're capable of, I'm going to put some highlight on this. This is a little palate cleanser. This ain't no action series, so it's called Summer Pockets, and it's being done by Studio Feel. The people responsible. It's based on off of a visual novel, but it's a visual novel by Key. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Key, but Key are the people who did like Clannad, Angel Beats, and stuff like that. Like those Fields anime. Hence why the studio is called Studio Field. But yeah, the synopsis is as follows: Hairi Takahara never expected summer to feel like a dream. Sent to Tori Shirojima to sort through his late grandmother's belongings, he's met with endless sea, quiet nostalgia, and mysterious girls, each chasing something just out of reach. As he settles into island life, lost memories begin to surface, and he finds what he never knew he'd lost. So, like I said before, this is the latest key series. These niggas, all they know how to do is make you cry. Y'all know me, I like to cry. I's an emotional ass nigga. So if this is anywhere near as sad as Clannad, Lord knows I will be crying my eyes out.
You'll be on this pod teary eyed every day, every week.
Every episode. Every time I think about it, I'll cry. But yeah, I have high hopes for this one. I hope it's really good.
It
It's been
sounds
a
good.
while since they've been around, so
It sounds good. It sounds really good. Interesting.
yeah, it's a slice of life series.
Yeah.
You know,
I love a
action.
good.
Well, I
Aside
see.
this
I love a
one.
good
I
slice
see
of life.
studio. I see studio feel was the studio for Island. Hard pass.
What was the island? I don't recall Island.
Oh, that was like
Yeah,
one.
what was that?
That was one series that came out. Let me know when this came out.
Well, Feel did what is in my
back in
opinion.
2018. It lasted one episode with me, and I was like, yeah, no, I wasn't into that.
Well,
you lasted. I was gonna say it lasted one episode.
to offset
I'm
that,
dead.
Studio Feel did one of the best animes in 2018 in Hina Matsuri. Me and April really love
Yes,
that show.
Oh, so
that
they
was
did
good.
two. They did two
And
animes in 2018 then.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
they also behind what is in my opinion peak romantic comedy in anime and Snafu or Oregairu for my cultured weebs out there who know Japanese with sense.
Snuff.
But yeah, like, or you could put in Oregairu,
I found it.
Oreg. Yeah.
They also did remake Your Life in 2021. That was okay. It wasn't the best
Okay.
thing.
Okay, so it
They
sounds
did
like
the
they got.
Gashi Kashi as well.
Alright, so it sounds like they got some hits in the misses.
They got
Yeah,
hits
man.
and
These people,
misses.
they know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
They
It
know
sounds
what
like
they're
the
doing.
hits,
They know what they're
and the
doing.
misses, and
I
misses.
know. Island was not my
Yeah.
cup of tea.
I remember Island. That was off.
What?
But like,
Was Island also a slice of life?
I most likely.
You
I
know,
don't
let me
even.
see.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Did
So
you
they're
did
mostly
you
slice of
did
life.
you fully?
Oh
It
no,
was
it's a drama sci-fi.
it's a drama
time
romance
drama.
sci-fi.
Okay.
Why did I
Well,
watch this?
but like I
I
said,
don't know, but that was a
See,
one episode, and I dropped that like one
yeah,
week.
see,
yeah, I don't know
Javon,
if
this
that's
was one of them series that I was watching just to
just for the
watch.
sake of watching. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I already
That ain't
started
just
it.
one. You got plenty. You got plenty
Wow,
there.
Big Vicky, why you on this man head like this?
Oh, I already admitted to that. I used to do that
Finally,
like in the past,
after
but
after years, I'm not admitting it.
I admitted that on our
Yeah,
first episode back.
this looks like one of those animes they just throw into the season just to fill space. I won't even
Yeah,
lie to you.
They
that was
also
not
did
good.
they also did the Yakuza Guide to Babysitting. I didn't like that one.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All right, so
yeah,
it's and
that
misses.
was good too. Yeah,
It's and
they got
misses.
hits
It's
and
and misses.
miss.
So
I
I
didn't
get
like
it.
this one.
I
This
can
was
vibe with
good.
that. I can vibe with that.
yeah.
All right, so let's get one more out of this season just before we move on to the next thing. So what else?
All right.
What's the last you got for us? What should
Mm,
the people? We didn't think about. So we talk about Yaiba. I mean, you guys, if we did mention it.
we did mention that already,
Um.
but
All right.
I'll use this time to talk.
Oh, we
Well,
didn't. Even, we didn't even talk about.
squeeze
Well,
in. I
We
want to
did say
squeeze
five,
in
four,
two.
season three.
I want to squeeze in two more. One, well, this and another one,
All right.
because people need to know about this other series because they don't know that another Asian country is becoming with bangers too. But so the first
Oh
one I
yeah,
want to talk about
you were raving
is
about this.
yeah, the
Yeah.
first one I want to talk about is Moonrise. Vicky mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, she did. She did.
This is a Wit Studio series that's going to be on Netflix. So this is going to be accessible to everybody.
We're trying to
You know,
get like Mappa low key.
yeah. Well, Wit
I
Studio,
mean,
no, Wit Mappa getting like Wit Studio. Wit Studio started it
actually,
first.
right. Not
Yeah.
in terms of like how much stuff they're producing at one time.
So if I remembering correctly, the person who did the art style for the series is the creator of Full Metal Alchemist.
For Moonrise.
Yes. The character
Okay.
designs are done
Okay.
by I forget what her name
Wow.
is.
You
Yeah.
have my attention.
But the director of this series is he worked on Attack on Titan, like every season of Attack on Titan. He did
You have my
Durarara.
attention
He did
more.
he did Bakano. He did Seraph of the End.
Like Omar
He
would
was
say,
in
we now. Go on,
yeah,
keep going.
Mm.
like the staff of this series is crazy. But the
Yeah, yeah.
synopsis for this is an original anime too, by the way. Um, but yeah, the synopsis of this is as follows: it's a fantasy, sci-fi, space anime. The fates of the peaceful inhabitants of Earth and the resistance forces on the moon hang in the balance. The year is 2XXX. Humanity has established a lenient world government, and everything, including people's lives, is entrusted to the international AI network, Sapientia, and its logical decisions. However, the Lunar Development Project, backed by Sapienta, has created a rift between Earth, which contributes to send garbage and criminals to the moon to maintain its own peace, and the moon. Wait, what did I? Sorry, I pressed something by mistake. And the moon, where people are forced to live in poverty, leading to rumblings of a war of independence. One day, the protagonist Jack is caught in a terrorist bombing and loses his family to the Moon Rebels in one of their plots for independence.
Darn
Vowing
moon.
revenge, Jack decides to become an Earth enemy scout and heads to the moon with his comrades. So, I don't know if Netflix is going to release these episodes week by week or all at once,
Mm-hmm.
but the synopsis combined with the staff, the animation, um, everything smells like a hit to me. Because when it comes to Wit Studios and Netflix, all of their anime so far, ever since they started to make their stuff for Netflix, has been good. Because like look at Vivi,
Yeah, can't deny that.
the Great
Can't
Pretender,
deny that.
like they don't miss on Netflix for some reason. I don't know why, but
There's truth
I'm
to what
all
he's
in for this
saying.
one.
There's definitely truth to what he's saying.
Yeah. What about you, Vicky? How do you feel about Moonrise in more detail?
Well, I just saw the trailer. I was like, oh, this look neat. I look like click add to list.
What more could you want
I
than
didn't I didn't go to the whole looking up who the director was and all everything. I was like, oh, this looks pretty good. And then just tossed on my list.
Yeah, I can definitely see the
Oh
art
boy.
style from Full Metal Alchemist now that you mention it. I see it. It's definitely very clear. Without a doubt. I don't know. I don't see
For
it on
sure.
live shot.
You have to click all because they have it under like OVA. They just put Netflix stuff as OVAs and stuff for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, that's interesting.
That
Yeah,
is kind of interesting. I don't know why. Makes
yeah,
sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
yeah. But the last thing we're
Well,
going to
it's
talk
also
about
okay.
is a Chinese anime. Yes, you heard it.
Yes.
You heard me
Let's yeah.
correct.
Let's get to this. You've
A
mentioned this for quite a while.
Chinese anime. So to give this some backstory,
Maybe you
I
have
want to
Korean
say
anime
like
going on right now, so
yeah,
technically.
I want to say like 2 weeks ago, I went on Twitter and I saw the Sakuga community as well as some anime fans like chibi reviewers. I keep name dropping this nigga, but it
Yeah.
is what it is.
All the free
But yeah,
outlet.
a lot of people were talking about they were watching this trailer that they dropped and freaking out over the animation, and I was like, "What is this?" So I clicked it, and when I say this has some of the best action choreography I've ever seen in my life,
From just the
like
trailer?
from the trailer, bro, the
So
camera
see
work, the directing,
so see now we have to play the trailer live because
like
once we done.
I was like, "What is this?" And so,
My
so
God.
because I was like, everybody like super cute. But I was like, "What is this?" And then they said it's a Chinese anime,
Super
and I was
Cube is what
like,
it's called.
"Oh yeah," and I was like, "Oh okay." No wonder I haven't heard of this before.
All right, all right.
So I don't want to read the synopsis because it's a bit spoilery, but I'll say the first part of it. In an accident, an ordinary boy, Wang Xiaozhu, obtains a space system called Superpower Cube from a high latitude cosmic civilization and gains extraordinary powers. When the school then school bell, sorry, Shen Yao, Wang Zhaoju's longtime crush, confesses her love to him. The delinquent Sun Jun, who
Oh,
also has a crush on her, is provoked.
this sounds like all over the place.
Mm.
The
And I could
love,
go
the
on and on, but they
tragedy,
said
the action.
Wang Zhangju
Uh,
resolves the crisis with his wit and extraordinary powers, but it also brings more disasters as a result.
hmm.
That's
All
all I
right.
can say.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's
But
take a quick moment. Let's see this trailer to see if
yeah, look at this. Look at it
Amaya's
too, Vicky. Watch the trailer.
Amaya's talking when I think he's talking.
Because this was I was like, bro.
Okay.
And also
They're
this is
walking.
available to watch on YouTube with English subtitles.
Oh, it's
I
a
will
YouTube
provide the
anime.
link. Well, they uploaded onto YouTube afterwards.
Wait, so it's out now?
Yeah, I think the
Oh
first
yeah,
three
the first
episodes out.
episode out. Yeah.
Oh,
The first
okay. All
episode,
right.
yeah,
All right. Hey, hold on.
yeah.
Oh,
They
hold on
boxing,
now.
bro.
Wait a minute.
They boxing.
What? What is
Like
this? Wait. What is? That look like something on the JJK notice now.
it does. It does. That's exactly what
No,
I thought
that
of when I saw this.
exact.
I was like,
This,
this one of them
yeah.
ones.
What? What is happening here?
Just
It's
PK.
so much is says me.
I am not I am not going to say that
Bro,
until I have
this
seen it
is
in its entirety.
what?
When I see it in
Alright,
its entirety,
alright.
then I will
I'm
say if
moved.
it's peak or not.
I've been moved.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Definitely gotta give that a look. Definitely gotta give that a look.
Yeah,
They've moved me in a way. Will not
yeah,
lie. Will not lie. I wasn't expecting that. I want to know what's the budget for that.
yeah.
Cause that was a lot. That was a lot of heavy animation. I'm just saying that was a lot of heavy animation.
Yeah, they
All right.
going stupid.
Okay. Okay. So before we move on, what do we feel like is going? Considering the list that we've looked at, what do you guys feel like is going to be a sleeper from this upcoming
Oh,
season?
the sleeper.
Yeah, like one that you didn't quite think was gonna blow up as much, but ends up blowing up. Because I feel like every season has that one anime that catches people off guard, so to say.
Hmm. Uh,
Hmm,
if
I
I
can.
had to
I'd
guess,
give mine, but mine would be biased.
Why?
So
What
I'll
would it
let
be?
it.
Nah, give it, give it,
no,
give
what
it.
is it? What is it? What is it?
It'd be the same. Oh Lord, the romance one.
A
That's
romance.
actually what
Generic,
I was going to
generic,
say.
Oh
generic
yeah,
Kowloon and
romance.
generic romance, because
Yeah.
the
really?
trailer for that really impressed me
Um,
when I first saw it. Because like it had, I don't want to spoil it, but there was something that happened in the trailer that made this
mhm.
not be like a regular romance because there's sci-fi elements to it as well. So I was like, okay, this seems pretty dark. Another thing is that, well, I can't even say Gundam because Gundam already well known.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of expect that one to
Yeah,
do.
and this one is extra hype because this like a collaboration between Tomino and the
Yeah.
Evangelion people. So like
Yeah, because
this
if it's one thing I can say with Mercury the Witch did, I feel like it got a lot of people who don't particularly enjoy watching mech animes to watch mech animes. So I can see this one doing the same thing this season.
yeah.
Huh.
The one I think and that I
Yeah.
like a lot, me personally, is sort of the Demon Hunter. Um,
I was looking
I
at that. I was
yeah,
actually looking at that.
I saw the trailer for that first trailer for this, and a lot of people were saying like this looked like this going to be Demon Slayer, but like with an actual good story.
I'm weak. I'm freaking weak. Where are the shots of Demon Slayer come from?
I know, right?
That's insane.
So
Oh, all right, all right, all right. I don't know. I think mine would be the same because I was definitely looking at that.
yeah,
That
that
or
Oh, you know what I praying for? I forgot about this.
Wait, from this
So
season?
yeah, in general, most video game adaptations is be bad. Like there's only a select few like what are this? Cyberpunk Edge
Cyberpunk?
Runners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
It's
Edge
only a
Runners.
select few like that actually managed to be great.
Yeah.
But
Like a lot
Guilty
of people
Gear
about the game.
Strive
Oh,
is getting an
you
anime.
think so? I was
And the
honestly, I was
trailer for
looking at
that,
this.
they look so good, way. I was like, this actually look like it's
Yeah,
going to be
that's it.
something
Yeah,
worth watching.
yeah, because the animation style doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look like they're just doing it
Exactly.
because it's a game, and it looks like they're actually putting
Yeah.
effort into it. I can see that. I can see that happening. I can actually see it
Yeah.
happening. I would say
I
Guilty Gear. I can
hope
see that low key.
I hope
I
this
can
is
see that low
good
key
and
being
people
good.
watch it. I really do.
I think I can see that. I can definitely see that. That or I feel, yeah, I feel at or the one that you said earlier, the beginning after the end, simply because I think watching the trailer it gave a lot of Makosa Tensei um vibes.
Vibes. Yeah.
So I feel if that ends up being the case, I can see a lot of people gravitating to watch that. Outside of the obvious stuff like Fire Force, Windbreaker, um,
Yeah.
Lazarus, of course, and what am I missing? Something else? Yeah, and Go Ranger and Vigilantes. Those
Yeah.
I expect to be. Oh, and Mobile Suit Gundam. Those I expect to be at the
The
top of the
most talked
season.
about stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right out the gate. But I can see the romance one you all said too, because I feel like a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people just enjoy romance animes
Yeah.
for the most part, like every season.
When
And I
it
think,
rains,
Agreed.
amazing. I've
uh,
been full after because this came out shortly. Well, sorry, the manga for this series came out shortly after When It Rains, and because I
Hmm.
loved When It Rains so much, I went like I went to go look up the artist and I ended up finding that, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I've been keeping my eye on watching it very closely. So when I saw that it was getting an anime, I was quite excited.
yeah.
She been
Mm,
plotting on this one.
I see. I see. I see. I see. All right. All right. All right. But okay,
Yeah, I
no,
eye for
that's
it too, man.
no, yeah. I might like. I feel like it's gonna be a really great another great season of anime, and then obviously I feel like this year as a whole is gonna be good for anime. Obviously, I feel like a lot of
Same.
great stuff are gonna come out, and
Same.
then new discoveries are gonna come as well. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited to see what happens. All
The
right.
one series I'm waiting for this year is
Oh.
One Dance. I'm waiting to
Oh
see
yeah, yeah. I read about
how
that.
they're going to essentially
Adapt
make the
it.
dance sequence for the
Mm.
anime.
I
That's
want to know what
the
music they use because you
I
said
yeah.
do
they
See,
too.
use a
I want to
like
know.
yeah.
I want to know which music they're also going to use because they
you
use
said
a
they use
lot
a
of
Kendrick Lamar song before.
yeah.
Which country am I? Humble.
No,
Which
like
one
they
did
use
they
a
use?
bunch of different. They use a bunch of different like Western music.
Western music.
Yeah.
That should be funny. Well, not funny, but
Yeah,
that should
that'd be
be
cool.
interesting to see.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Considering, yeah, I'm actually interested to see how that goes as well.
I am as well. I saw that they had like one of the persons from BTS doing the choreography.
Really?
For the anime?
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh, this about to be peak.
what? Not
This
So
about
J.O.
to be
I
Not
peak.
scrolled
J.O.
across it. I scrolled across it when I was on Twitter. Um,
Is it? Is it? You know which one
What?
it is? You could describe
I
that.
can't. I just can't remember.
What?
Yeah, that's about
That's
to be peak.
actually interesting. Oh, it's gonna be on Disney Plus. Oh, Madhouse is
It
doing
is.
this.
Oh,
Okay.
oh yeah. Okay, yeah. It's definitely gonna be up there for sure. Models they making a comeback
Dance producer is.
and like they've
Oh,
been
okay.
Oh, it's their dance
It's
producer.
instructor. It's
Yeah.
dancing. One of their dance instructors. Okay, 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 okay. That makes sense if it's on Disney Plus too. That makes sense. Cause I
oh
think
I was
they.
yeah.
shocked.
I am
I was
excited for
shocked
this
this
though.
got an anime.
All right, all
I
right.
was very shocked, but I'm happy for the artist because the series is very well. The manga was very close to getting canceled,
Oh, for
and then
real?
yeah, then it got like a legal licensing, and then now it's getting an anime. So I'm happy for them.
Nice, nice, nice. No, yeah, definitely. It looks stylistic as hell though. The art style looks crazy.
Yeah.
Just from the picture I'm looking at. I don't know if this is how the entire thing looks, but it looks very stylized. Solid.
I will be
All right, I'll be
watching day
looking.
one.
I'll be looking out for that then. I'll be looking out for that.
I
All
should
right.
judge it very critically
Uh,
since Vicky It's like the
I
talk about the
should
things I
judge it
recommend.
very
And be like,
critically and so
oh, this and that, I recommend
that's crazy.
it.
That's crazy
Okay.
work. That's crazy
You
work.
can judge it very critically. Knock yourself out. I'll be watching it, but
Oh,
I'm
Vicky,
just happy for the artist. That's really it.
I see you. I see you are anticipating. I'm on Twitter. I see you anticipating with chat.
Yes.
Oh, I don't
I,
tell you, boy.
I
That's my
actually
pick for anime of the year.
I actually started reading it yesterday. I'm on chapter two. The art style is really good. I like the concept. I love the whole concept. I love the concept of the witches so far that it's really done based upon being able to draw, um,
The
draw shapes
circles.
and
The
circles,
circles.
and yeah, and everything. And it's not inherited like magical powers, but you can
Yeah.
but anyone can be a witch, and it's meant to be a secret. Otherwise, everyone would go and
Like,
be a
you
witch,
can't
right?
trust humanity because you know humanity suck.
That's what I'm getting from the first
Mhm.
chapter. That's truly no, that's for real. That's what I get. It's like we can't trust y'all with magic, so it's like let's keep this on the low, or we gotta erase your memories. But yeah, but no, I so far I like it. It's very interesting read. The art style is really great so far.
Hmm.
The MC seems to be very fun. Didn't know it was a San though. That kind of caught me off guard. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I like this is why
Hmm.
this was so hard to find. That makes
Hmm.
sense. That makes
Hmm.
sense. All right.
I've left shonen stuff in the past. I've moved on to bigger and better things.
Wow.
Yay.
That sounds so. That
This
sounds
can't
so
be who just
gracious.
finished
That sounds
crying
so
because
snobbish. It's like,
Akane Banashi ain't getting no anime
look at
yet.
you, look at you,
We caught it in
shining cars
4K.
over there.
We caught this girl in
Look at
4K. You
her
lying.
shining.
that
Lying to
Look at
y'all.
you, peasants over
I
there
only read
reading your shining
if I
jump.
remember correctly, I only read like maybe two. Like after
Uh,
JJK ended, I only read maybe two shonen series.
mhm.
One is not popular in the West at all. Actually, no, technically two, because I don't think much people that into Akari Banashi in the West either. So both of them, they more popular in Japan and over here. So
What's the other one?
the other one is the Ruby Dragon.
Uh, it's funny enough.
You actually like that?
Yeah. Actually, no, three. I forgot I was also reading oh Lord, what is opposites attract? Polar
I will say
opposites, and
though,
that's what
a
it's
lot
called.
of great stuff has came up recently on Jump. So I will definitely say this new slate of stuff.
She
They
ain't checking that.
they've been hitting with them. Um,
Oh, you and I are polar
to success.
opposites. That's
They
She
those are
ain't
the
about that
like three that
Kagurabachi
I
greatness.
those
no,
are the
and then
three
just
like
Kagurabashi, Marshall King, Embers,
I didn't
um,
like that. I don't know.
Beethoven
You didn't
as
like Marshall Gang?
well.
No, I didn't like
Be- the art style of
Kagurabashi.
Kagurabachi?
Yeah.
uh, the art
But
style
I
alone
think
from
remember
Marshall
we had like
King
the same
gets me.
conversation. It was April, and you guys as well. It was like we're well, me and April were also kind of like we're getting tired of shonen stuff. So yeah.
See, that's the
Well,
interesting.
see,
But I don't
for
want to
me,
dive.
Kagurabachi
This
pushing the boundaries of the shonen
See,
too.
I was going
Cause
to say
like,
that's what I was going to get into, but I feel like that's a whole other topic on its own. But that's what I was going to get into.
yeah,
Like a lot of the newer stuff aren't being done like the stuff of old, and you can tell like these are definitely new age authors and artists
yeah,
coming
like
up in the jump,
jump going
whereas
through
they
a
aren't
whole. Yeah,
so
sorry about that.
withheld to what the I guess the quote unquote typical standard for jump is, and you can kind of see that break it out with stuff like with even with like the stuff that's past like with JJK,
Hmm.
um, My Hero, Chainsaw Man, and even to the extent
Oh,
Demons
I forgot
and Demon
Chainsaw
Slayer.
Man. That's the fourth
Yeah,
one. I keep
right.
forgetting I read that.
I did. What a second. Right. And then it's like Demon Slayer only because of the level of like, you have some violence and then the lengths that they go with certain stuff to even like where you had because of the time that they were doing it, they had like Japanese fans there and it's like, yo, why are you doing certain stuff like that? Like you can tell like they were trying to push the boundary of what the norm like still be in like this is shounen, right? But still trying to push what the typical was prior from y'all read like Naruto and Bleach and One Piece to what there is now. Though. So I will definitely give it that. Now, I'm not saying like that means that you have to enjoy it or like and whatever would it be the case, but it definitely does push it. But like I said, that's a different topic. That's a different
I
topic.
tried it.
Yeah.
I read the first
Yeah,
chapter when it came out. I was like, oh, let me go
yeah,
take a peek.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I just couldn't get into it. I'm glad everybody
Mhm,
else like it, but I
mhm,
just personally can't get into
mhm,
it. So I was like, yeah, you know what, this one ain't
mhm.
for me.
Funny
I just
enough,
left it right there.
you and the Japanese fans agreed, but the reception from the Western audience was so strong. They was like, you know what? Let's look at this again. Let's take a second look at this. Why you all like this so
Yeah.
much? And then I was
Well,
like,
I'm with
And
then that's
now,
like
and
mm,
now
the
Japan has come around and they
yeah,
have seen the
yeah,
light.
yeah,
and that's like the total opposite reaction of what I got with Ruby Dragon. Like I read it, but I didn't see anybody else on my timeline talking about it. I was like, oh,
hmm
okay. I guess the series just ain't good. But then
hmm
like when volume one released and I saw like how well it sold in Japan, I just was like, hold on, wait. I was just like, oh, so they like it. Western people just don't like it.
yeah,
But they're enjoying this like so much. Like
yeah,
I was literally shocked by
yeah,
how well the sales was over
yeah.
there.
And I think that's the most interesting thing to me about Jump and manga as a whole now, is because there's a lot of you can see a lot of attention being placed on what the Western audience may like or what the Japanese audience may like, and trying to cater like, okay, if Japan don't particularly like it over here, we know they have a strong audience in the Western audience, so it's like, okay, let's play it up over here or vice versa like that. So I think that's the
Mhm.
difference, like a lot. That's also changing with
Must be
manga in
why
general.
Anna
Yeah,
she can't get on anime
I know.
because
One day,
they too busy making stickers online, and then they
I
too busy
agree.
having special lattes and cafes in Japan.
Oh, I got it back. But see, that's what. Hey, maybe, but no, but that's what. Like, that's why I feel like when you get an anime, so it's like at least we know it do it in Japan. I don't know. I don't know. Vicky. One day, maybe. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what to tell you. But before we end this episode, we
But
cannot
one
do
of my
so.
friends told me take it as
Oh,
a blessing because I could get a promised Neverland. I was like, you know what, you are right.
boy.
Listen,
Oh,
see, the
see.
thing with that is
Wait,
that
Vicky.
the
Ooh,
first
Looking
season
on the
was
big
funny.
marginal.
and I was like,
Listen,
you are definitely right. So I'll take it as a
Promise
blessing.
Neverland is forever going to be the strangest thing to me in anime history. I need a documentary on the Promise Neverland just so I can
Real dog.
understand what happened between season one and season two. But I have I have something funny to tell you. Like so I was just scrolling to Shonen Jump, and because Ichi the Witch. Oh, Ichi was another one really good. Ichi the Witch has the
Which I also read, and I could not. I read the first chapter, and I couldn't get into that. And I was like, yeah, no,
fair enough.
I
So Ichi the
don't know.
Witch, right? The artist for that, the artist on Act Age, right? So I knew that, but I was like, okay, I couldn't. So I was trying to. I don't know, for some reason I just like let me just reconfirm that, right? That it was
Mhm.
the artist. So
Mhm.
I said, let me type in Act Age and jump, bro. They wiped that
Clean.
clean. I was like, am I is my internet working? It's like, is this? And like, I kept having Act Age. It's like, is it set written like this? So I went and looked. Like, yeah, okay, like Act Age. I was like, oh shoot, they wiped this from the site. I'm like, bruh,
From that day it
jump,
happened,
was
they wiped that off. Like that was
yo,
gone. You couldn't read it
That's
jump
nowhere
insane.
else.
was playing.
You can't
That's
even buy
insane.
volumes for it anymore.
Jump wasn't
Wow.
playing,
They screwed that nigga. They buried that nigga.
bro.
They say you ain't getting a
They
cent.
mean you ain't get not a penny more. They
Wow.
wasn't playing. I when I saw that, I'll be honest. I see why people still mad. I see why people mad at the author for Ronnie Kenshin. I ain't gonna lie. Looking at that, I understood.
So that nigga,
Because
he
how y'all do
untouchable.
all it? How
That
y'all do
nigga
all of
untouchable.
this? How y'all do all of this? But he about to get a third season from a remake. Just saying.
Yeah, that nigga
Just
stay
saying.
up. He
I
stay up.
understand. I get it. I understand. That's a but I
Listen.
clean. I mean they screw I can't find
Kenshin,
it.
Kenshin is a top 10 Shonen Jump series. They will never ever bury that series.
If you never needed a definition of turning the blind eye, look no
That's
further.
right there. That's it
Look
right there.
no further. Look no further.
That's
But
it right there.
yes, bro. But yes, we cannot end this episode without first touching on the solo leveling from this past week.
Mm.
So if Vicky, you weren't here, but for those who listened to the last episode, you heard me say this, and for those who knew, I'm going to say it again. I felt like last week. Well, no, not last week. This was the episode before this week. I felt like solo leveling got its season 19. I mean, season 1, episode 19 of Demon Slayer moment. And when I say that, I mean that was the episode that had everybody turn an eye and pay attention. It's like, wait, whoa, what's going on over here? And that's when Demon Slayer really blew up after the episode 19 when he did the what it was Kaga, what it was Amayuno
He,
the movie,
oh, oh god,
the dad.
sup,
Anyway, if you watch Demon Slayer last episode 19 season 1, you know what I talking about.
it could come to
So
me,
that, yeah, but I always say this: whenever you see, and it's always funny. I know when an
Hino
anime,
Kami Kagura, that's what it is.
Kami Kagura, yes, that's
Yeah.
it right there. But whenever there's
What
a
was that?
time,
When
that was
Tanjiro
his,
used the blue flames.
yeah,
Sorry, the red
Oh,
flames.
okay,
the red
okay.
flames, yeah, when
Okay.
he got with the dance, right. You know, when it had all that animation, and that's why had everyone on the internet far and wide. Those who probably never watched the anime for how long, going like, "Yo, what is this? What's happening over here?" And then Demon Slayer just blew to the stratosphere afterwards, right?
Are you meaning last week episode?
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, when Beru
When
first appeared,
Baru run through everybody.
right, and it
Oh,
had
okay,
everyone
okay.
on the internet going like, "Whoa, what is?" Yeah, so that's what I mean when I say it had its Demon Slayer moment. That was the moment where it's like, "Oh wait, solo level is this, solo level is that." Blah blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah
Which
blah.
was completed with the
Right,
ultimate Aura
which now
Common.
leads
Yeah.
us to the past episode of what happened of like some of I would say the best animation from this year so far. This year
No,
so
that's
far.
some of the best animation.
I
Period. Like this killed anything this year.
I was the studio surprised me.
Yeah.
I will not lie. The studio surprised me. Um Season 2 so far has been like really good. Like I was telling a lot of people, like season 1 was a lot for me. Well, it was like the prologue to everything that's going to happen, and season 2 would have been the one where like a lot of stuff takes off, and so far that has been the case. The studio surprised me. I did not think that kind of animation would have came from this studio, especially from this side. I knew the fight in itself was going to be really good, considering the fights that we got so far and the scenes and the moments we've gotten so far from the anime. But that definitely, the way they handled that was definitely well done, from the music, animation, the dialogue, some of the choices they made. I didn't even know I forgot that the fight went that way. Like I don't remember that fight being like. But earlier on, Vicky said on the part that she felt like you felt a bit more. Well, whoa, was that lightning?
Oh
That's
yeah, the
thunder,
raining
bro.
outside.
Oh dang, I got
The
it.
thunder,
I have
yeah.
people witness. Yeah, thunder. But yeah, go Vicky. You said that you felt more overwhelmed, not overwhelmed, but you felt more excited reading it in the webtoon than you did in the anime. For
Yeah.
me, it was the opposite because I felt like I didn't remember this. I remember the fight being a fight, but I was like, I don't remember this being this epic. Like with the way that they handle it, with the lighting, the animation, and everything going forward. I was like, oh damn! I was like, what the heck is up? What is going on? What am I watching? But yeah, demons. I mean, solo leveling absolutely for me killed it, and like by far it is standing as the best anime so far for the year. Even though we know we just started the season, it's definitely up there as well. And I always know when anime is definitely going like out of the stratosphere when everybody starts tagging me. When it's like there's a certain crew. Omar know what I'm talking about. It's a certain crew that when
Yeah.
it's an anime that everyone is anticipating week to week, and something stupid happens. And when I say stupid, I mean amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone is getting tagged like, boy, dog, this
Yeah.
episode, when the episode coming up, like, yeah. So that's what I know. Like, yeah, solo leveling got it. So that was me. The episode was amazing. Enjoyed it. Best episode of the series so far by far. And I ain't even touching the surface of what's to come yet. For those who read the manual and everything like that. But yeah, it's solo leveling was really really good this week.
I'll go
Yeah,
last. So let Vicky say her thoughts before me.
Oh, Javon kind of said it. Like, so when I
Mhm.
read it, I was like, "Ooh, this is good." Like, I was like very into. Like, I was scrolling. Like, I was very much so into the fight because this is my favorite arc from Solo Leveling.
Mm-hmm.
And when I watched it, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, it's nice animation, but I just didn't get that excitement as I did when I read it. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I know what's going to happen
Mhm.
that it kind of like dulls the excitement a little bit. But I was
Mm-hmm.
very into like this season. Like season one was okay for me
Mm-hmm.
Same,
because I knew it was gonna
same.
happen. But season
Yeah.
two has been really, really good compared
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
to
Mhm.
season one. So I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
by
season
far.
two way more than I
Yeah,
did
by far.
season one.
By far. By far.
But with the fight, I was like, oh, it's nice animation. Like this is really
Mhm.
good. And then
Mm-hmm.
that's about
Mhm.
it.
All right. So no, I know the
So
fight when took a bit of the excitement out for you. What would you say?
Yes,
Okay.
because like
That's
literally
fair.
as soon
That's
as the
fair.
episode finished,
Mhm.
um, because I was watching, me and Cedar were watching it, and as soon as the episode finished, I was like, huh. And I was like, do you remember? Like, we started talking about like what happens afterwards, and then I was
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
like, yes, yes, that's exactly how it went, and like that was kind of like it. Like there wasn't no, oh, that fight was so amazing. It was just like
All
more
right.
so
Okay.
trying to
All
like
right.
jog my
Okay. Okay.
memory to remember
Oh, for
what
the
happened
goblins and stuff
afterwards.
like that again.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Yeah, 'cause I think, like I said, I thought for me it was the opposite of that because it was a matter of like I didn't remember this fight being like this. So
Yeah.
when all of it started, it's like, whoa, what is happening? What is going on? And then some of the choices they made with the animation, and then with certain scenes on expanding certain stuff with it, and then
Right.
it's like, oh wait, this all of this is adding up to make for an incredible scene so far.
Yeah. So that's actually how I okay. So when I read it for the first time, my favorite fight up to that point was the Baran fight, the Demon King fight.
From
And so
this from the anime.
yeah, from that no, from the
Uh,
when I was reading it, my
oh, from the
favorite
you made
because
it.
like when
Oh,
I
okay.
caught up to solo leveling, Jeju Island had just finished. So
Mm.
um up to that point, I even have the tweets on Twitter. You could fact check it if you want to, but
Did you also say it was peak?
He probably did.
I probably did.
He probably did. He probably did.
But yeah, so yeah, up to that point, my favorite fight or moment was still the Baran fight. However, I kind of share Vicky's sentiments with how she felt about Baru with that one because I watched it and I was like, yeah, the animation was good, but like I was like, it didn't give me the same feeling that it did when I read it for the first time.
Mhm.
So like I saw a lot of people freaking out over it, and I was like, yeah, it looked cool or whatever, so on and so forth. But like it just didn't hit me the same. However, this Baru fight was different for me because I know they added scenes to it. And like Javon said, the animation styles that they used for this was like because like I was when I watched the episode, I was half asleep because I was super tired.
So you were so you
But
really
when
were
that
Vicky from this week when that episode aired.
kind of because like when that fight started, like when it really started to get into it, I woke up and I was like, hold on. I was like, this is this is
what's,
incredible.
what's happening on my screen right
I
now?
was like, this is next level. So that's when I come in the group chat after this. I was like, "Wait, this episode was generational." I was like, "Bro, like this was crack."
Generation. We got a new word, Vicky. We got a new word.
I say this
We
is
got a new
crack.
word.
Hey, this episode was crack. So, because I was like,
That's
"Bro,
that yes
I
right
say I
there.
because I was like, I don't remember it being this hype, but it was everything I could have asked for and more. Like what they did with Jeju that I like better than the webtoon was that they adopted the light novel rather than the webtoon. So like
Oh
the
yeah,
Japanese
that's
guy,
something they've
right?
been doing a lot.
What his name
Yeah.
is? Goto.
Yeah, Koto.
So in the webtoon, when him and Jinwoo was fight for like the practice thing, Jinwoo was
Mhm.
embarrassed this nigga. Like
Yeah.
it was painfully obvious that Jinwoo was like leagues ahead of this nigga. But in the anime, they made it so as if like it seems like they could be even, but Jinwoo might still have that edge. But it didn't seem like the gap was that wide. So when we saw what Baru did to everybody, it would give anime only the impression that this might actually be like a super tough fight for Jinwoo.
Yeah.
And the anime made it seem as if it was too. So I appreciate them for doing that. And that's probably
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
I enjoyed this episode more
I
than
think.
the Baran fight. Because the Baran fight was 1-for-1. It
Yeah.
was literally the exact same as in the manhwa. So I thoroughly enjoyed this Baru fight. This was crazy. That was next level. I love that
Yeah.
shit
They
from
did.
through
They did do an
start to
incredible
finish.
job with
Yeah,
making Baru feel
like an
like
actual
more of a
threat.
threat. Like yeah,
Yeah,
more of a threat in this one, and establishing like how powerful he was as well,
yeah,
right? And making you think, okay, well, wait, Jinwoo about to come in and struggle, but then
yeah,
because of that, it also leads credence to like, okay, this is how powerful Jinwoo has gotten as well
yeah.
because of what he is able to do with Baru. So I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So that leads me to my last question with this talk before we end. Do you feel like this is now put solo leveling in early contender for anime of the year?
Oh, it's in the lead. It's definitely in the lead right
Yeah,
now.
because that was a conversation I saw happening as well. It's a few that I think are ultimately going to end up being there at the end of the year. I forget how much nominations they make, but like you said, like solo leveling is there. Then you have JDK coming back. Then you have
Well, if
which
we
had
talking
like
from this season,
His
I'd
yeah,
say
yeah, yeah,
Orb
yeah.
is up there too.
Yeah, Orbit could potentially be. I don't know if it will, but Orb can
I don't think it
potentially.
could win, but it'll definitely get a
Well, it's in
nomination.
terms of nominations, but I was like, yeah, I
Yeah,
would say like, because a lot of people have solo leveling locked
yeah.
as it stands
Oh
at the
yeah.
moment.
So solo have the best
But
episode of the year so far. Like it's
no, 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 no. I think that goes without saying. Like, no, I feel like it is. But I'm just saying, like, there's a but that's also show like how stock this year is going to be because there's
mm-hmm.
a numerous amount of anime that I can think of right now that would definitely could possibly end up being in that conversation for anime of the year. But yeah, like you said, solo level at the moment is definitely at the top, at the
For
top, at
sure,
the
for
top,
sure,
at the
for
top,
sure.
at the top for the pure. But yeah, we touched on a lot today. We touched on a lot. We touched
Mm-hmm.
on got into a good spring. I think we should put up a graphic in some of these just to
Yeah,
have
let's do a
on
graphic.
page. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna definitely do that.
We'll have
And
to. I think there might be one of those. I know people that have graphics specifically for this type of thing. I
mhm.
need to check to see if there's any going around, and then I'll have my favorite graphic designer do it for me.
Not you putting Vicky to work.
I'm still trying to
Oh,
remember
was
what
I?
type of graphics y'all talking
Was I
about.
not supposed? Oh, I was not supposed to give that away. I wasn't supposed to give that away.
Is this like a meme type graphics? Is that what you talking about?
Nah,
It's like
it's not
I
that.
need to. I think I'll find an example to show you
Uh,
so you can know what I mean because I can't really describe it, but
yeah, yeah, but
I know
we'll talk about
exactly where
that.
to look for it.
We'll talk
Yeah.
about that more off the board. We'll talk about that off the board. But yes, this has been. But for now, this has been another episode of the Otaku Summit, episode 51. It feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. But we
Yeah.
will be back again to chill with you guys next week to get into more
Hmm.
anime related topics, to throw some more shade at Omar. Hopefully we have Vicky back for that one as well. So until next time, guys, it's been your favorite people from the Otaku Summit leading out. Later. Peace.
Poof.
Later. Oh yeah, we supposed. Oh,
Yeah, we ain't get back in that. We ain't get back in that.
oh, April gonna be
We did.
mad at us. Hey, I
Yeah,
completely forget about
we
that.
did. We did.
All
We
right,
did.
let's
We
do
did.
it
We
again.
did.
Let's do it again. Let's do it
So
again.
we
Let's
are
do it
not
again.
doing it. Really?
Let's do it
Really?
again. We have to do it
Really? All
again
right.
for
All
the
right.
sake
All
of
right. All
April.
right. Okay. 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 Oh, I didn't even mention. I'm sorry. April. I see. I gotta get a plush. I gotta get a plush for April. I remember. I didn't remember mention that April was good. I gotta get a plush. It's like rest all right, you know. But okay, let's do it in the spirit of April. We should all prove. We shall all prove.
Yeah.
We shall all prove. All right. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Poof.
See you later, guys.
Bye.